this age of social media, if we get real news on one side, then we get fake news on the other. We have misinformation and disinformation. But wait. Now there is a fine line between misinformation and disinformation. Now what's misinformation? Misinformation is generally used to refer to misleading information created or disseminated without a deliberate intent to cause harm. Disinformation, on the other hand, is false information that's created and shared to deliberately cause harm. इसी के साथ एक और चीज है, that is propaganda. Propaganda is defined by Oxford as information, especially of a biased or misleading nature, used to promote a political cause or point of view. Wartime propaganda has been a major influence in many major wars. One of the first known uses of war propaganda was by Alexander the Great. After being forced to retreat in a battle, Alexander the Great realized that it would be a disadvantage to show he was weak and had to retreat. He overcame this problem by using propaganda to intimidate the opposing army. Alexander's army made oversized armor and helmets and left them behind as they retreated, ताकि enemy को ये लगे कि कोई giant army थी. Another one of most well-known propaganda experts in war history was Adolf Hitler. Hitler's use of war propaganda resulted in convincing his country of the National Socialism ideals, which ultimately resulted in the Holocaust of Jews. China's propaganda. Coming to the present age, in March, Taiwan made headlines when it once again topped the Digital Society Project's world ranking of countries receiving the most fake news online. The annual survey is based on data from the Swedish Democracy Institute, VDEM. A Chinese People's Liberation Army, or PLA's official publication from March 17th, outlines its priority for information warfare. It describes it as taking a central role over conventional military strength. PLA suggests that warfare is evolving away from mechanized battle to information assaults, stating, "Information age warfare depends mainly on information to subdue an enemy." The PLA white paper describes the tactic in general terms as depriving the enemy of information superiority while strengthening its own information capabilities by building an information-based combat system. The paper does not identify a specific enemy, but Taiwan is a perpetual target. Use of force versus use of propaganda. The People's Republic of China, or PRC, utilizes cyber and disinformation campaigns to achieve outcomes favorable to its strategic long-term objectives. So much so that it has established a theater command level organization to centralize its external information warfare operations. China's Strategic Support Force Network Systems Department is responsible for information warfare with a mission set that includes psychological, electronic, and cyber warfare. The CCP, or Chinese Communist Party, believes that unification can be negotiated over the long term. It appears willing to defer the use of force so long as the costs outweigh the benefits. Thus, the PRC utilizes the digital domain to facilitate its soft power maneuvering, obfuscating its formal involvement in these cross-strait activities. Strategy of China. Now, China has two primary strategies against Taiwan. The first one involves creating original content and disseminating it throughout Taiwan's social media platforms via fake accounts. As Taiwan's main media outlets hold substantial financial ties to the mainland, so China exploits this opportunity to design the news that favors them. The second one has Chinese cyber operations directed towards Taiwan to divide and demoralize Taiwanese society, undermine the public confidence in President Tsai, and cultivating an image of an incompetent government. Beijing actively presents a narrative that the Democratic Progressive Party, or DPP, is driving Taiwan towards disaster, alluding that the future under their leadership is bleak and hopeless. Conversely, it presents a rosy narrative of the mainland and reassures those in Taiwan that China is an attractive location where businesses can thrive and economic opportunity is abundant. It is estimated that Taipei is attacked with as many as 2,400 pieces of disinformation daily. So the PRC continues to work towards its goal of softening the island for a voluntary annexation by inducing Taiwanese voters to elect officials with the more favorable disposition towards China. How Taiwan is countering Chinese disinformation. Taiwan, however, has started to fight back by focusing on media literacy and fact-checking verification for chat apps. To fortify younger generations, Taiwan's Ministry of Education incorporated media literacy into its latest teaching guidelines. These require school children ages 6 to 18 to learn how to effectively use technology, information, and media of all types. Line app is the most used app in Taiwan. In the run-up to Taiwan's 2020 presidential election, apparent users in Line chat groups perpetuated baseless claims against incumbent President Tsai Ing-wen, such as she had faked her PhD degree. The independent research center Doublethink Lab traced at least half of the fake news in such chat groups back to China. In response, Taiwanese NGOs worked with their government to create a verification tool for Line. Based on code by CoFacts, an open-source volunteer initiative, Line Fact Checker is a chatbot that lets users submit suspect material. It provides quick evaluations and links to further information by verified sources. Conclusion? इतनी systematic disinformation campaigns के बावजूद, it is evident that Beijing's political information warfare campaign against Taiwan has largely failed, as pro-democracy and pro-independence sentiment actually grows every year. However, Beijing will continue to campaign for it as its domestic rhetoric portrays the Taiwanese as disillusioned people who must be guided. It is difficult to ascertain though how long the CCP will be willing to continue peaceful attempts at reunification if their efforts do not yield success. And it is unknown what actions China will take to achieve its objective of reunification.